Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation 2. Alright, we have got first in the Train Tycoon mini event and upgraded the 80 legendary train to the full capacity. And of course, to that we have leveled up in the headquarters and claimed those rewards there. Alright, so this is the mini event. As usual, the Train Tycoon by now you should know it's about collecting those stars, and then the one with the highest stars will be the one that wins it. Alright, as just an update to my previous video, I did mention that the two centers are in the leading. So it's basically myself and the one on the top. So while trying my best to really struggle hard, eventually we managed to beat that really expert center. It was a lot of hard work constantly throughout the day trying to fit in so-called my position in the top spot. So here we are, always hit by those train jobs, but you know, once you hit by the train job, there are two options. One is to concentrate on just one of it and then try to find time and then beat the other one around, so that eventually you're not focused on the one that you need not to do. So here we are at this juncture, still second and definitely very far away from the top spot. So the gap has been widened by the first guy there, but lucky me, eventually I managed to catch up with a lot of 3 stars jobs, all from those you know, when they ask for so-called completion of jobs or so-called collections of those items or upgrades buildings and trains. Those are the jobs that the 2 and 3 stars that give me an elevation towards the ranking chart. So again, time really, when you need to really use those trains or use those limited inventory, you try to drag them by basically sending the ones with the least capacity train so they can make more rounds. And of course, if really you have those 3 minutes job, make full advantage of them, because the 3 minutes jobs are the ones that help you to so-called get more stars itself. Just imagine this, you need 9 trains, but you have basically the 3 minutes job and you have a huge inventory to support that delivery. Make bits and pieces of so-called those delivery, and eventually you have 9 trains back in a couple of probably 10 or 15 minutes. You'll complete that 3-star 9 train job. So that's one way in winning those 3 stars for you. So not to forget parts, whistles. Sometimes those jobs that give requests of 12 whistles is just too much. But that's it. I think the last one I managed so-called just to get 11 out of 12. I didn't manage to get the 12 out of 12, but that's it. Lucky me, at the last moment, which you'll see later, the opponent didn't overtake me on that part. And not forgetting ship trade, I'll come to that later on. It's really important, especially you get those blue maps to do your building upgrades, increase population, and eventually is to increase your warehouse spacing. Watch that video every time that video lies around. Just watch it for that one gem, and then do make sure meanwhile have your factories filled to the brim, so that wherever there are so-called requests from get items out of the factory, you can quickly fulfill those 1-2 star or even sometimes a few stars job at the same time. That happens, like they ask you for a smelting plant, they ask you for food processing and chemical all at the same time. That will earn you about 3 stars if it's 1 star each. Sometimes they give you 2 stars, a mixture of 1, so you get 4 or 5 stars at one go. So that is something that you really work up for. So this building material, I do understand that it's a favorite, it's a hot favorite. I don't know why, but it's always a hot favorite that they will ask for. So I always got to make sure I got those building materials ready. And you know what, it takes a long while to make, and it's really tiring to make sure we get those building materials back. So it's really something you're gonna work it out. If not, you'll always be stuck with that job that asks for building materials, and it's really high frequency, I must say. So trains are back soon. We've got 2 more here. These are the ones that gives you helps you when they say it's 3 minutes job. You can see there, easy 3 minutes job. That's are the ones that will help you climb. So well, the other one that my favorite would be the 15 minutes medium job. Those 1 hour, 2 hours, or even the extremely hot 4 hours jobs are really the least favorite. those are for bedtime. When you send them out before you go to bed, and next morning you wake up. So those are the ones that you keep it away. Most of the time when you hit with 3 deliveries jobs, those are the really tough times that you're gonna really think hard how do you want to break that hurdle there. So try to upgrade trains as well as part and parcel. If you really want to break the resources, you upgrade the one with the least required. Will always be the common 4 to common 5. Like I said, ship trade is important. Just make sure you focus on them, and you can always see always running out of materials. I'm really happy here. We got a bit right that we completed that, and really ship trade. Alright, so we have dropped to 4th place. That's really tough. I thought I was almost going to lose, but I never thought. Eventually, probably we are different time zone. The opponents are not moving after a certain time, so that gives me more in terms of advantage against them. Probably they are busy, I'm not too sure, or probably they are sleeping, I'm not too sure either. But either way, I'm really happy they didn't manage to move much after a certain timing. So this is what I meant. Make full use of your limited resources, make small dispatch, and then claim more of the quantity in terms of the train dispatch quantity rather than the inventory or the items that you deliver. In terms, the smallest quantity will be the best. So we just got to love this jobs that they ask for, so-called the items to be claimed from the factories. Those are the ones that helps you. Alright, so always try to do this 3 minutes, 15 minutes jobs. Like I said, hot favorite of mine. Alright, so that's great. Alright, building upgrades likewise are something that I really like, because those are the things that we're always prepared for. And then eventually, when the building upgrades comes about, it do help me in terms of the population that I really want to yield towards a huge population. But you know what? I think one of the smallest population ever. People I've been seeing, it's really huge population they're building. It's really tough for me. Started really late in this population building campaign. So if you are really early part of the game, please make sure you start building your population on the onset rather than not focusing on them. It's really important. I mean, generally this whole game is about population increase so that you can get your warehouse the largest possible. Then of course next is to be the trains upgrades. Alright, so a few more trains to go. Let's see what else you can do. Let's get one more upgrade there. Let's try our best there to see how we can fulfill that later on. Okay, meanwhile, let's check out some kind of stuck here. But, let's see what we can do next. Okay, sending the smallest possible, but it's still 20. Okay, Canada. Okay, limited quantity there. Just make sure the type of trains required. Okay, so sometimes this is one little trick. You use the balance to send out one train before you collect another set of items so that you can have a smaller quantity being delivered. Alright, so I claimed that last batch of keys there just now from the previous event. They always give you the balance whatever Dino keys you left. Alright, so I managed to climb to the second spot at this juncture, and I've been working really hard on this. Like I said earlier, opponents are not moving, probably sleeping, and I'm always being slapped by this 3 trains dispatch jobs. That makes my life really tough. And really happy that we managed to get this 32 blue maps. That really come in really handy. Sometimes the greedy captains tends to be quite generous, I must say. Alright, finally I managed to upgrade one of my trains to the 80 capacity. That's a lot of hard work. Alright, so at this juncture with 1 hour left, we managed to climb to the top spot only at the last minute, so it's really tough here. I'm trying to maintain and fight that battle. Meanwhile, because of that train upgrade, we managed to increase the headquarter points. That's quite a lot of parts. Alright, so alright, multinational railway 2. or Railroad 2 actually. Alright, at this juncture, the happiest moment, we managed to claim that container, the 4-star Supreme container. Take a look. Alright, so it's time to take a break, and I hope you have a good rest. Take care, goodbye.